Good morning. This isn't going to be a political video. This is just laying out what I want to do and what I'm working for the next 5 years or towards the next 5 years. I want to get away with my current career. I slowly do less and less and less of it. I'm working probably about 10 months out of the year right now, and I'd like to bring that down to about 3 once I start my farm, which I've had these shirts made out this year. I've been doing stuff to kind of prep for it for the past 4 years. Beekeeper for the last 2 years, and I've been doing ducks for the past 4 years. I love ducks. I like them way better than chickens. But on my farm, of course, we're gonna have chickens because people like chickens. I like duck meat. I don't really care for chicken meat, but people, like my wife, rather have chicken eggs than duck eggs, and I think duck eggs taste even better, and they're healthier for you too. But aside from the bees and the ducks, I plan on having dairy cows, maybe some red Devon small meat cattle. Sheep would be St. Croix, very parasite resistant. I don't have to fucking pump them up with pesticides and dewormers and stuff like that. And maybe East Friesian sheep, a handful of those because the milk's supposed to be really good. It's also supposed to be really expensive. So I don't know how well that's going to go in the areas that I'm trying to move to, trying to sell to people. So that's probably going to have to be an overnight shipment or in-store type stuff, not direct to consumer. And then doing some fruits, some everything that I want. Aside for the dairy animals, is very low maintenance animals. The St. Croix sheep, I mean, you move them once a day or every 3 days, depending on how I set up the plot. The ducks, I mean, move them every few days. It sounds like a lot, but you know, whenever you go from working 12 to 15 hours a day for the past 18, 28, for the past 10 years, working 6 hours out in the sun is honestly not that much work. 6 hours every couple days, yeah. Sign me the fuck up. Anyways, the most important thing is I've done made a vow. What was it, last year? The end of last year, beginning of this year, to God that if I get this farm going, or when I get it going, not if I get it going, but when I get it going, the first fruits of everything is going to be 100% donated. I won't take a dime of it. That's why I still have to subsidize it with my current career. So all the meats, all the eggs, all the dairy, everything, all the fruit is literally the first fruits is going to homeless people or just setting up a banquet and feeding people. Or I like to go to schools and get the list of kids who are on like a reduced or free meal programs. I don't know how well it's going to go over. Like, we can't give you that list. I'm like, okay, well, just fucking, help me out so I can help these kids out and these families out, right? So that's my plan. If Red Pill Threads could ever get a hold of me and help me out with this shirt dilemma, I don't really care for that. I've done some work with it this summer, and that was sticking to my back. And holy hell, did I have a wet back! I had a huge wet back. All right, I did not like it at all. Okay, so maybe less of this, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. But let me go ahead and explain it. I'll put it up here. Let me go ahead and explain this stuff here. The logo itself, I gotta look at this. The logo itself is a European honeybee, for obvious reasons, and a thistle. And you know anything about history or names and cultures and whatnot, it's a Scottish thistle, and it's a sign of resilience to the Scottish people. My last name's Cunningham. Cunningham's a Scottish name, so that makes sense there, right? And then you have, depends on how you translate it, the Lord is my shepherd, the Lord guides me, and Shepherd's King Ranch. That one's a little secret you're going to have to dig up for yourself. You got to figure out, what is this Shepherd Kings? What does this mean? It's biblical, so you do your biblical history, you'll find out fairly fast what it is. So we are, of course, going to be a Christian family, a Christian farm, and a Christian business. So hence the first fruit things and my oath to God that everything's going to be donated. So any hoodles, anybody has any ideas? Hopefully, I'd like to work with Red Pill Threads to get the shirt stuff made and if you guys have any merchandise that you would like to buy to help support and go. I did have a GoFundMe up at the beginning of last year, and before my account got banned, actually. So it was the end of May, I set it up. My account got banned in June. I had $900. That's still sitting in the GoFundMe. That is solely for the farm. I would like to give a shout out to my friend John, who donated twice, and I told him to quit donating because, like, hey man, just keep the money for you and your family. You got kids and stuff too. Like, I'm not in a dire need of this money right now. I can wait another year or two. Which, oh man, this is already a 5-minute video. Whatever. I'll go ahead and post it. But you know, but next year, I'm still waiting. If you followed me last year or before I got the fucking banned, I was looking at 150 acres in Arkansas, not too far from Bryce, where Bryce Mitchell lives. But this nice old lady, she's like 75 or so. She owns a total of like 700 and something acres. She's trying to sell me 150 acres, where 94, 95 is wooded timbers. It's under contract and it's ready to be harvested for the next few years. She wants to keep 100% of the profits from the timber. She has mineral rights. She doesn't want to give up her mineral rights. And then she wants to keep the first acre off the road for herself to pull a camper on, then sell it to me later on, probably for like 20 fucking grand. And then guess how much she wants for all that? $500,000. $500,000. Only about 40 acres is ready to be pasture right now, and it's gonna need, those 40 acres are gonna need some work. But I'm like, what do you think is going on here? You think some Californian's rolling through here? I'm like, I want some land in the boomsticks. And then she has the gall to say, oh, I'm not trying to make a killing off this land. You're not trying to make a killing? You're going to be making like fucking $4+ grand an acre for the trees. And then you have your mineral rights. I don't know how much you're getting your quarterly checks for your mineral rights. Oil and gas, I mean. And then she still keeps the mineral rights and whatnot. I'm like, what do you mean you're not trying to make a killing? What the hell is a killing to you? That sounds like a killing itself. So I counter with, like, okay, well, I'll give you $300,000 for all the land, and you get to keep everything except that front acre. And she obviously is like, okay, it's a waiting game because your kids don't want the land. Your kids don't want to farm. I'll just wait till you're croak, and then scoop in and try to buy land for the kids at a reasonable price. And then I want this land specifically because there's also 2 farmers adjacent to me, and then another forestry operation that's going to be harvesting in the next 5-10 years too. And I'm hoping that after they harvest those trees, I can go in there and lease that land, put sheep and ducks and whatnot on there and help break it down the stumps. And then the other farms on the other sides of me, they're aging out farmers. They're like 60+. Their kids, according to the Mossy Oaks agent I talked to, their kids want nothing to do with farming either. So that's going to expand me potentially like 800 acres, and I can do a lot of damage with 800 acres, like most other people. But I am 100% committed to this. I'm looking for other land, but I would like to have that just because it's 800-ish consecutive acres, and that's what I want. So I guess if you know anybody who's selling land in Texas, northern Texas, western Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, let me know. At least 150 acres, that'd be great. I don't have to have a house. I planned on getting a shed and converting that to a house for I don't know, probably, I say a year, but probably like 2-3 years. We're going to be living in a 15 by 40 shed, me and 3 kids, and probably a pregnant wife at some point. So that's my plan for the next 5 years. I'm going on 9 minutes and 41 seconds right now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this video. Thank you for listening.